Scheifele had a slow start to the season. He's picking it up lately. And I want to ask you about that. Like, so we did our Team Canada's before the season started. Like once they said, okay, the NHLers at that point anyway are going to the Olympics. And we both had Scheifele. If I remember correctly, we both put Scheifele as a lock. And you see how this team or the guys on everyone's Team Canada list, like how these seasons have unfolded. It kind of sounds like a stupid question, but how relevant is the performance of the player this season compared, like in relation to them making the team? And obviously it matters, but I'm just saying, like, guys, when they make these teams get the benefit of the doubt, how much of the benefit of the doubt should they be getting? Because if you remember, man, like when Canada was shit kicked in Torino, there was a lot of that. Like they picked a team based on names, not necessarily guys who were playing really well. Like I remember two names that jump out. I remember Mark Savard and Paul Correa were both not on the team, and they were like at the top of the NHL's scoring race, or near the top, I should say. So fingers were pointed after the team went out. So you look at guys, I see it like a Scheifele, and it's a take, like even Crosby, and Crosby's going to be on the team, but he hasn't had a good start to his season. So like, I'll just focus on Scheifele, like at this point, based on the name, but also based on the way he's played so far, and he might pick it up and start lining it up. Like, should he still be pretty well a slam dunk on the team?
Here's where I stand on this whole conversation, Lepore, because you bring up a great point. It's like, how much should the way the players are playing right now in this season matter in terms of whether they make the team or not? I think it's going to matter more than it should.
Oh, okay.
Because Scheifele was off to a terrible start. He had 8 points over his first 16 games, 2 goals in his first 16 games. But then over the weekend, gets a hat trick, had a 4-point night, a 2-point night against the Leafs on Sunday. So all of a sudden, his numbers look a lot better. I still think, looking at who Team Canada has down the middle, I don't think Scheifele's a lock, especially based on how he's played this season. And maybe that's unfair, because you would think Scheifele would be penciled in onto Team Canada, especially in like a 4th line role, or at least as like the 13th forward. So it's nice to see him actually pick it up, because I think when Scheifele's playing well, he's one of the best offensive producers in the league. I mean, just go look at the numbers over the last 5-6 seasons. He's like top 10 in the league in terms of just straight points over the last 5-6 years. But I think people also get carried away, for example, like looking at Zach Hyman and him playing with Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
You know, that conversation's not going to end. Should Zach Hyman be on the Canadian Olympic team? Kind of like how Chris Kunitz made the team in 2014 as Sidney Crosby's line mate. And then, you know, you look at a guy also like Matt Barzal.
I was going to mention his name. Bad start. Yeah.
I had him penciled into the top 6. Yeah. With his speed and his explosiveness. And he's been terrible to start the season. But then you think, okay, hold on. How about if we put Matt Barzal on the wing with Connor McDavid? Would he have more than whatever 8 or 10 points, whatever he has this season? He's had a bad year, right? So I think you also got to think about it like that. It's like, if we remove this player from the current situation they're in now on their bad team, and we play them with Connor McDavid or Nathan McKinnon or Mitch Marner, would that change the way that we look at that player? Probably. So I don't think, and I hate, because I'm already picturing it now. I think there's going to be a couple questionable decisions based on how players are playing right now. And there's probably going to be a couple of guys who are left off Team Canada who probably should be on Team Canada. And I think it's important to take a step back and realize, okay, we're going to put them on this team with the best players in the world. And even if they're not off to a great start, they should probably be on this roster. So going back to Scheifele, I think he should probably make the team, but I'm going to tell you right now, Lepore, he's a bubble guy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's like the 13th forward.
Yeah. Like one thing, and I'll put it this way, like one thing you don't want to see them do is like get cute with it. Like you mentioned, like a Hyman, like remember 98, in 1998, like the famous Nagano shootout loss, like they brought Rob Zaminer, but left off like Mark Messier. It's like, and again, Messier was later in his career, but still in that moment of a short tournament, no, you want Mark Messier. There's been other ones, but yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. I find Team Canada is pretty like grounded usually, like when they make these teams. But I'm with you. Like I just hope that, let's say they call them like these hot take picks or these cute picks, but I just hope it doesn't go that way. But anyways,
yeah, it better not. Like I as much as I love Zach Hyman, if he's taking up the spot of like, you know, for example, like a Matt Barzal or a more explosive player, then I'm probably going to be pissed off. So
yeah,
I hope
absolutely.
Canada doesn't overthink anything.